whether diet, whether conditioning, weight cutting, and all of a sudden they overshoot it. I do see it as a positive sign a lot of times, going, hey, oh man, you really got together. Your new program is working even better for you. So now you can jump back in the off season and go, hey, you can add a few more pounds of muscle, or even possibly look at different weight classes.
All right, this is the last time that we are going to have an introduction tonight. Let's go into the cage. His name is Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your XMMA main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division and presented by Chain Mind. So I need everybody in the arena, from the rafters to ringside, and those of you tuning in around the world, to get up out of your seats, raise your drinks high, and get wild! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in at 170.5 pounds. He holds a professional record of 10 wins, 8 losses, and he fights out of Orem, Utah. Introducing RAMSEY NIJEM. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 foot 3 inches tall, weighing in at 168 pounds. He holds a professional record of 22 wins, 13 losses, 2 draws. And he fights out of Orlando, Florida. Introducing Ben "Killer B" Saunders.
Gentlemen, let's bring it in here. All right, guys, we went over the rules in the back. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Back to your corners, hands up, protect yourselves at all times.
Intensity is a word that comes to mind after seeing both these guys. RAMSEY NIJEM, Ben Saunders, the Killer B. That's a good nickname for him. He has the look of a killer in his eyes. And we are ready to rock for 3 5-minute rounds, Frank.
Definitely fired up.
Oh, big jab there from RAMSEY. Stiff jab, stepping forward with it.
At the same time, Ben was trying to throw a knee strike. Oh!
Another good shot, big elbow. I think there's already a cut.
Armbar attempt. Elbows on the wrong side, though. It's going to be easy for Ben to pull out of this one.
And RAMSEY had to ditch that attack. He was taking some big shots while looking for that submission.
He was. He was in good position as far as Ben was. His elbow wasn't inside the armbar. Now he's pushing through. He has a twister side control.
Well, we talked about RAMSEY starting quick.
Yeah. Well,
Killer
his
B
quick
did too.
fast put Ben in that position where he had to start fast. He got knocked down, not with a shot necessarily, but off-balance type shot with that stiff jab that threw him down. He had to jump back up, landed a vicious knee that rocked RAMSEY and knocked him down.
When your opponent's 6'3", you're vulnerable to those because those come fast.
Yeah,
now talk about the 10th planet black belt on top of the wrestler RAMSEY NIJEM.
He is sitting down there again, now going maybe for a twister. He's pushing down, keeping the legs split so that he's not able to get back up to his to pull his guard. RAMSEY's in a position where the way he's being split with Ben is splitting the legs, he could belly down, but he's trapping his shoulder with his right hip, not allowing him to get that forward pressure. Now he's trying to get an elbow push. RAMSEY is, if he can get over across the head.
This is a tough position for RAMSEY to be in, but he is a veteran of the sport. He knows how to handle himself.
Also, too, not the worst thing in the world for him. I mean, he's pushing the elbow,
down.
but it's slowed down. He's not getting kneed in the head right now, so, you know, it can help him try to recover his faculties.
Yeah, a grappling exchange like this is the perfect way to kind of get some oxygen back to that brain and get everything kind of shaken out and get straightened out again.
And now with that arm dangling there, if he digs that underhook again, with Ben driving across the way he is with the shin and the leg drive, he can drive him over and also look for the Kimura.
Yeah, so what Frank is talking about, he's talking about RAMSEY using his left underhook to take Ben forward in his direction and be able to sweep him and get back on top or escape, correct?
Yes, and right now, because RAMSEY's more using jiu-jitsu mindset, he's trying to pull back guard. There, now he could drive to his knees. He was able to get back up, at least to the referee position, turtle position, and Ben was able to throw in that hook. He has both hooks, he's around the neck, but his head's not in a great position. Yeah. This will be very hard to finish a rear naked choke from here. But phenomenal job controlling the wrist for Ben Saunders. And now he can get his head in the proper position for the rear naked choke.
Yeah, that's a problem for sure, to have a black belt in jiu-jitsu on your back, both hooks in. Ramsey, like we said, though, a veteran, I mean, you would think he knows to protect that head, protect that neck.
And right now, because of where he is on the cage, Ben's gonna have a hard time getting the choke finish. But he's doing a phenomenal job of controlling that right wrist. That's right there has allowed him to hold on with a body lock.
Did he get it in this time? I can't see. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Can't
No.
Ramsey use the cage to peel his opponent off his back?
That would be a very good idea to do. If he can move to his rotate, basically counterclockwise, drive his hips against it, he might be able to shave off. There you go. I think he's getting instruction from
Ramsey, I think he's listening to our instruction. I was talking about
Well, he needs to roll his right wrist out of there. See how his wrist is being controlled? He rolled. There he goes. He got his wrist back in control.
Well, a very good presence of mind to be listening to us.
Yeah. I feel bad. Sorry, Ben.
We're not trying to coach Ben. We're well over halfway into this first round. 3 scheduled 5-minute rounds. Ramsey NIJEM and Ben Saunders. Ben with the hooks in. But Ramsey is surviving just fine now, and he's able to defend that choke. Both these guys very calm and collected.
And this is very fatiguing for Ramsey to carry Ben Saunders on him like this. And Ben's doing a great job with that body triangle. Advantage of being 6'3", wrapping it up. And he's looking for that rear naked choke. And now his head's on the proper side. It'll be easier if he does get under that chin.
Well, I'll tell you what, carrying that weight is at least better than absorbing big shots or getting choked.
I agree with you. Lesser of the two evils. Ben's working to the proper side with his head.
Now talk about the position of that figure 4. Which way should Ramsey be rolling?
Well, it's really hard to move your hips because the hips are locked in. But if you can get your hip through and rotate, here would be a good idea to try to get his back flat to the mat. He'll be sideways to Ben, and he will not take as much, eliminate the choke. See how he's got the arm? He's almost essentially there. But Ben is trying to keep him from doing that by controlling that bottom wrist, by controlling his right arm.
Now, one thing I noticed is Ramsey popped up really quick, right back to his corner. Kind of, it might have been for show, I'm not sure, but it definitely looked to me like he has plenty of energy.
But the fact he was able to do it,
yeah,
he has it. You're not really faking that. I mean, he could be tired. I mean, obviously he has some fatigue, but the fact he jumped up, that mental case, that what that shows, that fortitude, that hey, I'm ready for the next round.
Now, Ramsey NIJEM lost that round. Now, we've had a lot of talk in the sport about 10-8 rounds. Do you believe that's what that was?
I do. I would give that a 10-8 round.
Now,
that
a lot
was
of people would
completely
say
one-sided.
a lot of people would say that a 10-8 round, though, is when someone is close to being finished or
I agree.
dropped.
I understand that, too.
So it kind of falls in that gray area in between?
Well, here when I think it's so one-sided.
Yeah.
And really, this has been a one-sided round. You almost had it stopped there at the very beginning with the knockdown. So there's your criteria for almost being stopped. And even though Ramsey survived it, he was in bad position the whole time. That's about as one-sided of a fight you can get without the referee hovering over to stop it.
Now what Ramsey NIJEM needs to do is come out, put that round away, forget about it. He's got 10 minutes to impress the judges and show them that he can control this fight.
Yeah, he has to look at it as a 2-round fight. He has to go ahead and win both these rounds.
Well, one thing that worries me about Ramsey, his hands are low against those high kicks of Ben's.
Yeah, and he's shown great fortitude to recover.
Yeah.
But if he gets stunned, Ben's going to jump on top of him.
Nice body shot from Ramsey. But those high kicks are really, really scary from Ben Saunders. Those are dangerous kicks. And he can reach out and touch you with that length. Oy. Impressive front kicks from Ramsey. Those are making a difference.
And those can be real deadly. I mean, they can be run-of-the-mill, knock a little bit of wind out of you. But I've seen guys get caught with a snappy front kick right to the chin, and it's lights out.
Most guys, those don't make a big difference, but these ones seem to have an impact.
Yeah, and I'm actually really impressed with Ramsey's ability to recover right now. I mean,
oy, big right hand.
Yeah. I mean, he's in here, he's fighting.
Big right hand from Ramsey. Well, the amount of fight in him has never been questioned, that's for sure. He's a hard-nosed guy, wrestled all his life. Oh, big shots inside.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben Saunders holding on for the clinch, but I don't know if that's working for him.
No, he needs to fire a knee or get out of there.
Nice shot there from Ramsey, with the hips falling back for Ben Saunders.
Nice. Ben cut the corner off the sprawl, textbook. And now he's going to hook in that high leg ride. And see how he has the far wrist on the other side control? Essentially, if he controls that left wrist, he has his back. He's going to pull him now and be able to finish off by closing off that triangle on the body.
Man, Ben Saunders is so long and he uses it so well.
Yes, perfectly. Ramsey needs to hold on to that wrist for dear life. Don't let Ben get that hand out. Oh, too late.
That's a problem now.
Now he's closed off the triangle to the body, and he's going to set up camp here. Constantly looking for the finish. There's no referee in the world who's probably going to restart this position. So unless Ramsey can figure a way out of it, Ben is going to sit here the whole fight, beating him up, looking for that choke, and cruising to an easy victory.
For the round.
For the round, yes.
Now, man, I thought Ramsey did some damage there in the clinch there with Ben. Ben was reaching for that Muay Thai clinch.
And he paused. He was stunned.
Ramsey did not stop throwing those punches inside. Kind of awkward, but they were really doing some damage.
Awkward, yes. Effective, yes.
Yes.
But there was a pause in Ben's movement before he fired off. I think a couple of those shots caught his attention.
Man, and Ben does such a good job with that figure four, really squeezing that body and making it harder for your opponent. He's tired. He needs to breathe hard, and that position makes it hard to get that
this
off.
is a phenomenal position if you're an MMA fighter and you're capable and you have the body type to lock up body triangles. If you lock it up early in a round that you're already winning, you pretty much seal that you won the round. You can stay here, work the choke, beat your guy up, rest. He can't take a deep breath because he has your legs wrapped around his waist. And it is extremely difficult to get out of this.
You know, if RAMSEY NIJEM was someone you were cornering, I would think that you would try to tell him, like, look, you need to explode out of this position because staying here is not going to do any good, so you got to do something different.
What I try to do is,
take a chance.
He's going to have to win the wrist control battle so then he can slide off and get his back to the mat and then be able to push on the knee of Ben to put pressure on this. If he stays back to belly like this, he's never going to be able to break off this the body triangle.
Well, we're over 3 minutes into the second of 3 5-minute rounds. Ben Saunders once again controlling the back with the hooks in and now the figure four. So a very dominant position. Although Ramsey's not in any danger at the moment, Ben is controlling the fight.
And he's one mistake away from getting choked. If he makes a mistake with his head position, if he makes a mistake with the wrist control, you know, Ben's sitting right there ready to snatch up that rear naked choke. And if not, he's just really in no threat of anything being done to him. I've never seen anybody in all my years of watching pro fights get knocked out from holding a body triangle.
Definitely not. Less than 60 seconds here in the second round. Ben's starting to squeeze in on there, and he's really wearing Ramsey down, even though he's not really going all out on the attack. He's just holding that body position and just waiting for the right opportunity to try to take a choke.
Ben's doing everything I would be coaching him to do. Hey, stay there, keep that wrist control, beat him up, keep threatening with the rear naked choke so that the way the referee sees you're working. But you easily have the round won, and you're recovering. This doesn't take a lot of pressure on your legs, and you're catching your breath.
That's the second of our 3 rounds.
And since I'm in Ben's corner, Ramsey doesn't have an answer for that
look at Ben's eye.
I'd say, hey, we're one body triangle from winning this fight.
Yeah.
2 rounds to nothing.
You don't need to do anything different.
Just do the same thing. Let's be a little bit more careful with that plum clinch. Let's not take any uppercuts.
We saw the couple left high kicks there, a left body kick there. Now the thing that impresses me though is RAMSEY NIJEM has a wrestling background, and we see these shots inside. But Ben Saunders has been the one who's gotten the fight to the ground and gotten the back.
Yep. Ramsey took 1 shot really in that second round, but then he bailed on it. Ben was able to hit the corner, turn it, sink the hooks, and get that body triangle.
Third and final round of our main event. Ben Saunders taking on RAMSEY NIJEM here at XMMA, presented by Chainmind in collaboration with Warfare MMA. For one more round tonight, I'm Eric Apple, hanging out with the former heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Mir, and here we go, our final 5 minutes. Big body shot there. And Ramsey again comes
those
out.
uppercuts. Nice frame, uppercut.
Wait, big right knee on the inside there.
He needs to put his palm in there. Framing with just the forearm isn't enough distance.
Yeah, those shots are hard. Both these guys exchanging inside.
Ramsey needs to go back to inside tie. I would get a cross frame again and work those uppercuts.
And you heard me there. Obviously, I spent too much time in a Thai gym in my life. I'm calling out A when I hear when I see the knees. Sorry, I'm not trying to cheer.
And I've been around it too much. I didn't even hear it.
I'm not cheering for a fighter. I'm not trying to be unbiased. It's a natural reaction when you see it. My girl at home loves it every time. Hey! Yeah. She looks at me like, what are you doing? Woo! Looks like Ric Flair showed up somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Well, this fight has officially stayed on the feet for longer than the first 2 rounds. RAMSEY NIJEM controlling the position.
Yeah, he's got great head position. He's got a little bit of a tight waist there with the right underhook.
The problem is he lost the first 2 rounds, possibly, according to you, even the first one 10-8.
Yeah, no, knockout submission is the only way he's winning this fight.
I mean, it seems like he thinks he can get a knockout inside in that clinch, that dirty boxing position.
He has shown that there's danger there.
Oh, it's big right.
Yeah, those combinations, this jumping forward that he's thrown, he's had the better exchanges.
Ben's Muay Thai is nice. That long left kick, whether it's high or to the body, is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and he reaches from a little far away because he has such a great clinch, and he's so effective with it. See there, he's reaching. If you can reach and your arms are straight, you're reaching too far.
Yeah.
And he leaves himself open to Ramsey's handwork, inside boxing.
And they're talking in there a little bit. I wasn't sure what was going on. The thing is, though, I mean, if you were coaching Ramsey, you got to tell him, like, winning a position is not going to get you the victory.
No.
You got to figure out a way to finish this. And this is not going to do it.
That was a subpar takedown at best. He kind of more sat down, and he's getting pulled right into a combat stance there for the shin across there for Ben. And he's going to just fight for that knee now. And it's looking good. Punches to the body there obviously aren't hard shots, but he's scoring in the judge's eyes. He's staying busy. And it helps. Sometimes your opponent doesn't like those shots because he knows they're scoring.
And he'll move and open himself up.
He moves and opens him up.
Man, Saunders has done such a good job on top so far tonight.
Great job, phenomenal. And right now, if he just triangles the leg, yep, here we go back.
And he might even have control of that hand this time, which is scary.
He might go for a backside triangle here. He's above the shoulder. He's got the Kimura lock on the far side to help him hold on. Now he's slipping under that chin. And he's got his head on the proper side. This is a threatening choke.
Elbow inside, shoulder inside.
Ramsey seems like he's doing a pretty good job of keeping his chin down.
Yep, but he's not getting rid of that right wrist control. So it's causing a problem for him to be able to twist out. You'd do better if he tried just to shoot the left underhook up and over his head. And here comes the body triangle. And fight.
It might be too high now. Ramsey to come to the back door.
Nice.
But is it too little too late, Frank? No matter what he does on top, is it going to make a difference?
Well, I don't know. Even winning the round at this point can help him. But, I mean, possibly get a knockout if he can get his referee stoppage. But Ben's doing a good job there with a little bit mission control, holding down on the his own ankle to put downward pressure on Ramsey's head. If he could just get that foot on the hip.
And being a 10th planet fighter, a lot of fans at home might not know what that means, but they use different high guard and different types of attacks from their back, not traditional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
No, I think essentially the whole thing is kind of called rubber guard, making it towards a guard that bends but doesn't break. And he's using now a handle of his right leg, is behind the neck, keeping downward pressure. The left hand of Ben is controlling that ankle, and the forearm in there creates driving forward pressure. Now, if he can just get his foot on the hip, he'd be in a perfect position to be able to set up triangles and platas.
But with 5 seconds left, at this point, Ramsey's going to try to finish off with some big strikes, but it's not going to be enough to finish the fight.
Nope. Hey, moral victory?
Well, yeah, for Ramsey to finish on top is a moral victory for sure. Hung in there. Both these guys showed a lot of heart. Good combat back and forth. Unfortunately for RAMSEY NIJEM, just Ben Saunders, that length and his ability to use it and keep that triangle I mean, I feel like he can body triangle anybody in this weight division.
Body triangle, probably a lot of heavyweights.
Yeah.
Because not only is he 6'3", but he's thin, so the leg circumference is able to wrap it around.
Let's take a look at some of the replays of our main event. That's a big knee right there.
Yeah, impressive. This is dangerous. I mean, anybody fighting Ben Saunders, you need to be aware.
You look at those. You see those coming at you.
Hey,
and you go, whoa.
you better have a game plan for how you're going to deal with that. His plum clinch is dangerous. He sometimes extends a little too far of it, and that's you see RAMSEY NIJEM take advantage, kind of land a few shots in there. But his top game, solid, crushing, was able to. And here, great part showcase for RAMSEY.
Now, if RAMSEY could have done this for 2 out of the 3 rounds, he could have got a victory.
Absolutely.
We're waiting for our judges to tabulate all of the scores. The abacus is out. The calculator is out. I don't know what else they're going to use to count it. They got to do it. We got to see who has a 30 next to their name and who does not. Man, XMMA presented by Chain Mind in collaboration with Warfare MMA has really delivered tonight. We've had so many great fights. Only a couple decisions. This last main event being a decision that we're going to see here in just a moment. I think the judges have tabulated their scores, so let's head into the ring to Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judge number 1 scores about 30-27, while judge number 2 scores at 29-27, and judge number 3 scores at 30-27. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Ben "Killer B" Saunders.
Well, we finally got some judges' scores for once tonight. We've asked for that all night long. They only told us who the winner, never announced a score. But now they felt like giving it up, so good for them. And winning a unanimous decision is Killer B, Ben Saunders.
Great, phenomenal fight, man. The first round was a blazer. Came out, threw the jab when you were on one knee, kind of knocked you over, not knocked you down. But you jumped up and landed a phenomenal knee that looked like maybe the fight was over. What was going through your mind?
I thought it was over, but I really know about patience at this point in my career, so I could have went for the kill, but if I didn't get it, just like my last fight, you get burned out.
Yeah, you don't want to overextend yourself. Great job of controlling the wrist, the back control. Ground control was awesome. He fought back there in the second round, though, in the clinch, where you are probably most dangerous on your feet. He actually started showing some firepower from there. What was going through your mind?
I thought he was going to go for the takedown, so he was able to clip me a few times. Good for him, like I said. Leading into this, Hackleman, you got some of the best in the world. It was an honor to fight both of them. Not really what I was looking for as far as opponents, but always an honor.
What are we looking for going forward in career here?
First and foremost, past 2 weeks I've had almost no sleep. My best friend since 3rd grade has been fighting cancer. They're trying to take him off chemo, and I've had real sleeping issues. I'm just so blessed to be here. Bro, if I can fight through this, you can fight through any man. Keep going. Sean Shelby, me and you got some unfinished business. I got 19 fights in the UFC. 2 with Tough, that's 21, but I don't count it. 19, give me that one. I want 2-0 before I die. Give me that one. I know I deserve it. I can be half the welterweights on paper. Hands down, I can compete against the best in the world. Jason House, representing the dark side. Let's go.
I'm that, guys. Hey, your winner, Ben Saunders.